and I got off. But today I got the notification that you were on, and I started listening. I actually started listening when the other gentleman was on, and pretty much everything you were saying I was related to. But um, let me just start by saying that uh, I've I feel like I've come a very, very long way from how I was in my past. I'm in my early 30s now.
So I'm sensing a lot of orange energy, which is the human energy, which means that you have had a lot of physical things happen to you.
Yeah, a lot of physical, emotional, mental. So there
Well, those
has
are
been
the
a lot of
reflection
battles that
from the
I've
physical.
dealt with.
Yeah, the and these are real readings. Like I mean literally, what I'm talking about is like you're not going to find too many people that are able to do what I'm doing right now. This
I
because
thank you. Thank
spent
you.
I spent a long time doing this for myself to the point where I have seen the energy in other people. So
That's beautiful.
what's happening is the reflection, and yes, you are on your journey, and yes, you are going through um, the stages of thought process to overcome this orange energy. And orange is everywhere for you. Anywhere you go, you see this color orange.
Yeah, that's true.
And so
That's true.
the purpose is not there. It's asking you to start to ground yourself. It's asking you to start to like listen to the things that I'm saying, like the videos that I have out there. The ability to hear what I'm talking about will actually start to get your mentality going into that angle to utilize this. So the challenge is not in the lower part of the energy fields. The challenge is in the upper part of the energy fields. You feel very claustrophobic.
Yeah.
And this has to deal with the mentality that comes from your depth perception of not being able to see so far ahead from what has happened in the past because you haven't truly bypassed it.
Mm-hmm.
So um, definitely start to shut off the radio, the news, everything like that. Start listening to positivity. Put on like YouTube videos. If you're at the gym, put on YouTube videos. Turn off the music. If you're going for walks or you're at work and you can listen to the radio, or you're anywhere where you are, when you cannot physically write it down, listen to positivity, because these types of people will help to get your brain into the ability to start to work through these other energy fields, because that's the part that's been choking you, and that's also the reason why you haven't had the ability to voice yourself, because the lower energy fields are choking your upper energy fields.
That makes sense. That totally makes sense. I'm very, I want to say I'm a strong person, but at the same time, I'm very like submissive. Like I rather please other people than put myself first.
So
So
that is
I'm
the
like
first lesson there.
learning.
That's the first lesson there for yourself.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
what's going to happen when you start to do what I'm saying right now is you're going to start to see that you have self value.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you start to listen to these others, not just myself, but I am very much on that. I mean, the 30 minutes that I do focus every single day, the meditation that I talk about every single day, the connection of oneself is so that people can see me as I am right now, as I am with you, working through this stuff with you right now, which is a reflection of inspiration. It's to uplift you.
Mm-hmm.
And so, see, the only person who you can focus on is who?
Myself,
The only person who you can free is who?
myself,
And the only person who you can know is who?
myself.
So, focus is a tool to utilize this universe in such a way so that you can be yourself, which is the question that she asked me before, which is the most important thing, self-reflection.
Mm-hmm.
So, what I'm saying is that do you have the ability to focus?
I could, but it's it's really hard for me.
Okay.
Like I have about 10 different things going in
And you have
going on in
knowledge
my mind at
inside.
the same time.
Realize the knowledge inside of you is just waiting for you to learn the lessons from within yourself. It's the
Yeah.
focus that needs the ability to do so within you.
I see.
See, so it works with a foundation of focus. It works with the Most High in this universe, that this universe becomes a tool for you to utilize.
Yeah, and it's really it's unbelievable, honestly, because so many things happen to me, and I just I lay in bed and I just start meditating. I start just relaxing, thinking about the positive, thinking about the great outcome. And I sometimes can't believe it how things happen to me and how everything just works out. But I'm that kind of person that thinks about the negative, that thinks about what ifs. And something
Write
within
it down.
myself just says, you know
Here,
what, whatever, forget about it, think about the positive, and
the
everything
tools
works
that you
out.
have, the tools that you have in front of you are available to you. Writing stuff down. All those thoughts. Take them all, put them on paper. Then take those thoughts that are on paper and see how you can utilize your level of focus to turn them all positive.
Oh yeah.
So that way they start to become positive. So they start driving you towards what you ultimately want to become. This is called the puzzle and the puzzle pieces. So a picture is a whole bunch of like a puzzle. When it creates a picture, it becomes a whole bunch of pieces of the puzzle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all of that is waiting for you to see it in front of yourself. So when you're going through that, write it all down. So that way you can create the pieces of the puzzle so you can understand and master your own thought process.
Wow, that's deep.
Well, that's how I
That's
liberated
deep.
myself. This is how I freed myself. These are the types of things that I learned to unlearn walls. This is how I didn't cry after somebody left me from 8 years. This is how I got through the ability to get to the place within myself where I freed myself to the place where fear no longer exists.
Yeah, that's definitely me. I have a lot of fear um with my past relationships, and it's something that I thought that I let it go, and I got help. I went to search for help, and it did work for a bit, but like honestly, even imagining the person's face just gets me anxiety. That's how bad it is. And I've worked through it, and I don't even know what else to do because I feel like uh, I I got the limit. Like I tried everything, and the only thing that has worked through all of my struggle is meditation and talking to the Most High. And I'm like identify myself as nothing because I believe in too much, but I just believe that there is something, someone up there that made all of this possible. And if I'm not here for a reason, then why am I here? And there has been so many different situations that it's just like, wow, how did she get through that? And I got through it. So a lot of people see me as a survivor, as a like when you watch a soap
This is
opera,
the
they
right
see me as
place.
the main character.
This person is the right place to go to. I spend days
Ah.
I'm here so you can free yourself. Do you understand what I'm saying? The videos that I put out is for you. It's for people like you that are in dark places that feel like they've reached limitations, because I came across a situation where a friend of mine was being taught, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. And it was killing them.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what I'm taught inside of myself once I started to learn from myself. You know what I learned? I drove 4.5 years of people, and I still drive. But obviously, eventually, this is going to hit a point where people recognize that what I can really do, people need. Do you know what I'm saying? This is just within not even seeing your face. This is within the energy in the universe giving me the ability to read you.
Ay, Dios. Amen.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
so, um, what what happens inside is ultimately up to each of us. And it's like a tunnel where you go in the darkness in your tunnel by yourself, and it's like up to you. And so I was just asked a question by the first person, Kyle, which
Mm-hmm.
was about meditation and hypnotism. Now, with what stuff that what I've been through is very difficult.
Yeah.
What I went through, 8 years, and I'm at 1 year right now. Do you see my eyes? Do you see any black rings around my eyes?
No, not at all.
Do you know I am a master of my own focus? And
Mm-hmm.
so I was driving people around and I was answering questions to these people, and they were giving me hugs. They were crying. They were like, "We need you. Like, we need this." And so I continued to write stuff down until the point where I needed to start speaking it out. And so I started speaking it out. And then people are like, "Why you talk for an hour? Why you talk for an hour?" And I'm like, because there's a person out there who needs to hear the foundation of focus creates a place to destroy the fear within themselves.
Oh my God, that's wild.
So that's the reason why. And so when you share this with your friends and you share this reading that you got for yourself here, and you recognize this, they're going to be asking too. The place they
Mm-hmm.
got to go is motivation, meditation, inspiration.yoga. It's in the link here.
Mm-hmm.
So let's break down how you can start to do this. So you're sitting in your room and these thoughts come to you. Start taking the relation of the person that was there with it and start writing it down in front of yourself. Come in.
I have to go to bed. 'Cause
All
it's
right,
10
blessings.
o'clock. Blessings to you.
All right.
Please take the plate, the knife, the fork, and this downstairs when you're done.
Okay. So what I'm trying to say is that there's a lot of challenges that we're going to go through. And ultimately, the only person that can pull you up is yourself.
That's true. And every one of them I still don't know how, but I totally have in every one of them. And it's really unbelievable. There's just so many times that I should have not been here, that I should have been long gone. And, and the universe has blessed me with two beautiful kids and different
day I
circumstances.
almost
And
died,
I was never supposed to be a mother. And I'm being blessed by being a mom. That's the number one thing. But just having so much love from different people that I didn't think cared, So it's very challenging for me. It really is. But little by little, I'm back. Now I'm dealing more with weight gain because of the stress and medication that I was on. It was making me gain so much weight. It was crazy. So I have a little bit self-image problem, but I'm working on it now. And
Reba. Inside the sauna, there was a lady named Reba.
mhm.
She taught me a lesson. She had a child that was an adult at this point, and she was coming in the sauna, 24-hour fitness in Balboa in San Diego. And she taught me a lesson. She said, I wasted the time that I had to pay myself first. Which went along with a book called The Richest Man in Babylon.
I think I heard about it.
It talks about how he became wealthy. Now, wealth is just one form of universal tools. What I'm saying to you is, once enough people understand really what I can do, the universe, you understanding what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that will just happen. It just is. Like you saw, the room just filled up here,
Yeah, it was crazy. I was like, oh no, I'm not going to be able to go in.
So you're going to be able to see that in them as well too. Okay? What needs to happen is you got to master your own focus so that you can manifest your own outer being.
Mhm.
So you've been so much into the orange energy field that the relation to other things is only there.
What do you mean? Can you explain?
Do you have a computer next to you?
No, not right now.
Okay, when you're not with the phone with me here,
Mm-hmm.
go online and look up the orange energy field.
Okay, I will.
So what happens is the orange energy field is related to the human being, and this has to be G-rated because I have to post this on YouTube.
Okay.
So you're understanding what I'm
Okay.
saying. You understanding?
Yeah, I understand.
So when this becomes a high level of energy and a person universe rotates around it, the sense of reality changes. You hearing me?
Mm-hmm.
And so when a person starts to try to bring it up higher and higher, they have to get that energy flowing upwards. And the first place it goes into is the thought process.
Okay.
So a lot of the time, the neglect comes down in the sciatic nerve system, which is the standing the ground, has been compromised. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
So first, the energy have to start with the ability for you to start to feel like you're standing your ground, which, I mean, all human beings being utilized properly is a blessing, okay?
Mm-hmm.
This whole entire needing to be independent thing at a certain level within oneself to be sufficient with oneself doesn't need to be broadcasted. Do you understand?
Right.
Because you can be beautiful for being yourself, and people will see the beauty that you have inside of yourself, so why would you need to call yourself? You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So once you are sufficiently radiating light in such a way that utilizes that within you, then other people already see that light, okay?
Yeah.
So the first place is to cut off that stuff, to cut off the I need to be independent, and let other people call you that. You call yourself focused. You call yourself simplicity. You call yourself I'm just me.
Yeah. That's seriously it.
My
don't
wife
mess around
destroyed
with
my
anybody.
relationship
I just stay to myself
because she
and
wanted to be independent.
very independent.
My wife destroyed our relationship because she wanted to be independent. She literally destroyed the whole entire thing because she wanted to feel like she was by herself. So now she's truly by herself. Her whole entire family said, you worked your tail off, and she didn't know what she really lost.
Until she lost it.
So what I'm saying is that there's this same exact thing as killing people. To this whole independent thought process is not truly empowering people, because to truly empower people is for them to be themselves.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that when you're seeing it, the liberation will start to come when it goes past the thought process, when it starts to transfer up into the heart, and the understanding of these situations start to come up, and then the ability to express them starts to happen, and the ability to voice yourself and to see the depth perception within oneself, to where the nervous system is no longer held back.
Yeah.
So there's purposes in what I'm saying there for you to see. There is progression available. The place where it's not happening at this moment is with utilization of universal tools.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is what you use is what you have. And I don't mean that as in a physical way, okay?
Right.
I mean that in here.
Yeah.
And so how I used it was I wrote everything down. I listened to positivity. I put myself in a place where the reflection started coming from that thought process, where the things that weren't meant for me moved out of the way, where the ability to focus to the point where the challenges that I faced off against no longer had the ability to be in my way.
Wow.
And that person was that. As soon as I recognized that, I liberated myself from that by becoming best friends with my breath, which was my connection with me, to the point where I liberated myself from the experience. That's why I didn't cry.
Oh my God, I can't believe you didn't cry. That's crazy. That's a long, long time. I know 8 years has to feel like 20. Like, I've been with my partner for like 3.5, and it feels like 10. So that's a tough thing. That's a very tough thing. But for you to be so strong about it, it's unbelievable, to be honest. I wouldn't be able to do it. Like, I would be crying my balls out every day.
Like I was saying, it wasn't that I didn't care about the person. I was working and sending money to them in Europe.
Ay, Dios mío.
I came up to a certain date where my family, when I came up here to drop off my dogs, I was getting ready to go back to work for Chrysler so that she would come back so she could steal the whole thing from me. Okay? I'm just saying, my family came up with a realization to me that she truly abandoned me. Because up to that point, I was sending everything. I was sleeping in the van. I was working
I
my
heard
tip.
you were working like 100 hours with the Uber and the dealership, so.
Yeah, the year before I was doing that. Actually, no, 2 years before. I did drive for 4 years.
Holy moly.
Like almost 5. The point is, I literally found myself in darkness. I found myself in darkness. And that is where I came to the light.
How did you realize that, you know what, I can't stay here, I gotta go towards the light? What made you kind of snap and just turn your life around?
Well, I have always loved the creator of this universe. I am a Christian.
Okay.
But I'm also a Sikh too. So
what's that? It's a Sikh.
It means that you seek after the Most High Creator of this universe. It means that I believe that Jesus Christ prayed to God. It means that Jesus Christ prayed to God and that God is God. It means that I understand that Jesus Christ prayed to God and that Jesus sits at the right hand of God.
Mm-hmm.
So that is Sikhs seek out after the light.
Oh, that's beautiful. I never heard that before. I heard somebody try to translate like the same meaning but a different word, and it didn't resonate with me. But that totally resonates with me because I grew up Catholic, then Christian, and once I was actually in the military. So the military, that's where I learned how to meditate. And once I actually got over with the military, I started learning about Buddhism, and then in my late 20s, I started learning about Muslim. So I didn't read the whole Quran because it resonated so strong with me after reading the Bible. And it was like, wow, all these people is the same thing that I'm searching for. I'm just searching for that light.
When one becomes sufficient and the knowledge inside of one becomes sufficient, the relation with the Most High becomes equal.
It's amazing. It's beautiful, honestly. Sometimes I tell my partner, it's like, you know what, I was feeling like this, and I just started praying. I started talking, like I was talking straight to him or her or it, and I feel so much better. I feel so much better afterwards. Just this calming love. It's like unconditional love. Like
I would say that the next book that you need to read is the Gavadi.
The Gavadi.
Gavadi. Search out that book and go after it. That's your next level of progression. I really listen to the Tao. I understand all of these have a purpose in a manifestation in the thing called focus and knowledge. What I'm talking about is a high level of, this is alpha stuff. This is the alpha omega stuff. The stuff I'm talking about is alpha. I'm talking about reaching alpha beta. I'm talking about what they talk about. I'm talking about. Let me see if I can pull up the spectrum here so you can actually see the spectrum. I'm literally I'm probably one of the very few people that talks about alpha mentality and beta mentality.
Yeah. Not too many. I haven't heard a lot of people talk about it, to be honest.
There's two levels of elevation. One is called alpha, and the other one is called omega. And alpha stands for alpha beta. Okay, so there's two energies that run in the universe. There's Shakti and Shiva energy.
Oh.
And so Shakti energy is nasal meditation.
Mm-hmm.
Works through the different system. And to show how much of a mastery I have understanding of these things, you can actually watch a video of me with a person meditating with me that's a female doing Shakti meditation that I taught her. So,
nice.
So that, I mean, I'm fully like,
wow.
Yeah. So let me go ahead and, but that's the next progression. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the next book that you want to learn, okay. So the next mastery for me in meditation is to master the remainder of these. So do you see these right here?
Yeah. Om Namah Shivaya.
Okay.
Nice.
So the ones that I've mastered is Om, Na. I still need to master Nam. I already mastered Si. I need to master Va, and I already mastered Ya, which is sky. So the only ones that I have left to master is the water and the earth. That means I have almost all masteries in vocal meditation in the teachings that I already teach. So definitely there goes a place of progression. Now here's the spectrum of light of Omega Alpha. Ready?
Ready.
This is Omega and Alpha in the light spectrum.
No way.
So, in other words, I am a true teacher of the light. I understand, and I video recorded stuff that literally is written down in books.
Wow, that's a blessing. That's such a blessing. That's awesome. That's really awesome.
But that's why I get on here every single day now. That's why I'm out here doing what I do, and eventually lots and lots of people will be following me because they already asked me those questions. And as you can see, 3 different people here. 3 different people needing 3 different types of help. So realize that learning all of that does nothing until you apply it.
Right.
And applying it is focusing to the point where the things no longer have the effect over you. Otherwise, learning all of that is not worth it.
That's how I feel. So much knowledge and not applying it. And I kind of consider myself a thinker instead of a doer, but I end up doing things because I know they are not going to get done unless I do them. So I kind of push myself to be a doer as well.
Start with you. Start with you. That means if you are getting up, what time your kids get up?
Oh, they get up early, 7 o'clock.
That means that if you rewinded that 2 hours, what time would you need to get up?
Woo, 5 o'clock.
What time do you need to get up?
5 o'clock.
You know what time I'm getting up in the morning?
What time?
Usually around 3:30, so I can take a cold shower. So I can sit down and do meditation, so that I can get up and have my one meal a day, other than a meal that I grab just in case, because it doesn't matter at this point with the energy that flows through my system. And that is mixed nuts with dried fruits.
Wow.
And so I have 7 shakes. I got my morning vitamin shake. I got my lemon shake. With each of these have Himalayan salt in them, by the way. Then I have a green shake. I have a whey protein shake. Then I have a creatine shake. Then I have a BCAA. And then I have a double salt shot shake.
Oof.
And then I go to bed.
Oh, man.
So what I'm saying is the reason why you're not getting what you want to achieve is because you're not writing it down. You're not letting yourself wake up to where you have enough time to pay yourself 10% of the day first. So that by the time you're prepared for that other stuff, you haven't gone for your jog. You haven't given yourself the sufficient time to achieve it, to where those things have the ability to move out of your way.
And what do you think about this numerology and the numbers and the 1111 and waking up at 3 o'clock and stuff like that. What do you think about that? Do you
Why do
follow
I
anything
wake up
like
at 3
that?
o'clock? Why do I wake up at 3 o'clock? Is that what
Is
you're...
it, yeah. No. So there's a lot of people that they say that they just wake up at 3 o'clock, like something just wakes them up, or themselves just wake up out of
Look,
nowhere at 3 o'clock, like it has to have some type of meaning.
the
And
reason
then there's
why I
other
wake
people.
up at 3 o'clock in the morning is the same reason I would wake up at 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock or 3 o'clock or 5 o'clock. The same reason why is because I know if I wake up at 3 o'clock, 3:30 in the morning, I can get in the shower, I can take a cold shower, and then I can put my salts on. I use salt every day. I use salt on my external skin because it works. Mastery of salt is a best friend of true yogis.
Mhm.
So I use this Epsom salt stuff that I get at Walmart on the external, and a body wash and it truly cleans your whole skin. I mean, just done. You're done. So basically, you take a cold shower, you put it down, and you got salt. It helps to keep a layer, keeps everything clean, and so then comes the hour of meditation, and so then after the hour of meditation, then comes the hour of this. And so if I can't get it done in a day because I have other things I have to do, then later on it will come. Or I might get on later and do another one. You see what I'm saying? But no
Yeah.
matter what, every single day, I find that time for myself. That's the key. And the key is to truly get down to the foundation where you pay yourself first. And so I find at 3:30 in the morning, nobody else is bothering me. So that's where the mastery comes in, is when we are self-sufficient. And I don't mean, because we're going to fail. We're going to make it. We're going to have, like, things are going to, your past is going to happen no matter what you do. You're not going to do things that are perfect. What's going to happen is you're going to have to bypass that in your mind to the point where the reflection comes out of what you want to manifest in front of you. You know what I'm saying? Hello?
Yeah.
And so it's okay everything got screwed up in the past. It's all right that my wife left me. It's all right that, she used to throw stuff at me and ended up telling the Spanish government that I abused her, even though I was working my tail off and never touched her one time. It's all right that, these types of things. It's okay. It's all right. What's not okay is to not focus to the point where I allow myself to liberate me. Liberating ourselves is the place where we find freedom. We find that the knowledge inside of ourselves becomes our best friend. You hearing me? And that is hard to get there. Because a lot of people don't get past the stage of pain because they don't want to, actually. They don't want to learn from the lessons inside. Are you there? Hello? Well, hopefully you're having a blessed day, and I hope that I was able to make your day light and bright, and but the things that you're going through, you can overcome. And I do want to just say blessings to all. As always, namaste.